Hello, my friends. This is just hopefully a 1-2 minute video. I wanted to show you my aloe and give you the quick story on it, and that is that a neighbor a few years back asked me if I wanted one piece of her aloe, and I can assure you that that piece was smaller than this, which you can see my hand. And I planted it, and it just took off. I mean, it must just love this spot. And so I planted, I think I had 5 or 6, and I planted them along here. And a couple years ago, let's see, March of 2020, so I guess we're 2.5 years now, I dug them up and I gave away 150 plants. They had multiplied, and you can see how the roots actually will they'll go up, and they were actually growing up the wall. You can see they're starting again, and so I've been trying to use them, and one of the things I've been using them for is to make kind of a salve. Rick's having a problem with a toenail. He's diabetic, and diabetics have to be really careful of any problems with their feet. Excuse me. So he's been taking the fresh aloe, the juice, the ooze, the gel, whatever you want to call it, that I kind of squeeze out of there, and he's been using that and kind of rubbing it on the toenail and around and what have you. Whether it works or not, I don't know. If he's happy, I'm happy. So what I wanted to show you is I've kind of donated one of the plants here to having a leaf taken off, and I actually get in there and I just take a scissors and we'll cut it. And I know I showed you before how I cut the edges off, and then I take this juicy, edgy, oozy part and take the top skin and the bottom skin. But I've also started, when I'm done with all of this and the skin, started putting it in the NutraBullit and using it as food for my worms, because before I was just throwing them away. So it's completing the circle here, that we take it up, we use what we want, we put the rest back in the worms poop out the castings go back into the earth, and we begin again. Only in this case, I don't add anything to this. This is really growing. If you took one section of my yard, you would say this is probably the least fertile property, the least fertile soil. And that's probably why it grows so well, is because you can see this is our irrigation, and if we run our irrigation a few times a week, because during the summer you have to, this is sandy and the water just runs right through it, and that's good because this is a succulent. And so really probably the worst part of my yard is this is where our property divides between us and our neighbors. You can still see I have some leaves down from Hurricane Ian, and I haven't gone back there and raked, but that's just minor. But the weeds that grow are they're anything loving. They're not nitrogen loving, they're not potassium loving, they don't care. They'll grow in the air. And so anyway, that was it. I just wanted to show you this. It's kind of an impressive patch. I'm sure if I didn't have the crotons on this side, they would continue going, and if I didn't have the viburnum on this side, they would continue going this way. But as it is, I'll bet if I went through 2.5 years ago, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7 big ones, call them the 7 queens here, were probably only about 3 inches across, and those 3 in 2.5 years, that's all that was left. I only saved the 7. and they have multiplied coming this way, and they've multiplied going that way, and I would guess there's probably um, maybe 60, 70 if you counted all the little baby pups. So anyway, that was it. I'm sorry it took so long for me to tell you that, but if you have aloe, um, don't don't baby it. Just put it in something that's a heavy sand and something that will drain. And if you can give it a place to spread, boy, it will. So take care, everybody, and I hope you guys all have a really great day. Come back and see me again soon. Bye bye.